Hey friends, I really do get to live the dream life, and I often get asked about that, and I'm going to share with you as we live life together and find unique things to explore. I'm going to share with you more about how I get to live the dream life, because I know you can live the same dream life that I live, or your dream anyway, not my dream. You want to live your dream. It's very doable, and I'm going to start sharing that more and more. So let me explain a little bit. One, you hear all the time that to essentially retire or to not work anymore or not have to work, you have to have a multi-million-dollar investment account or real estate and all of those things. I don't have those, but I don't have to go to work either. And it's because of some smart moves that I made that you can make too. I've got passive income streams, and I know you've heard about passive income streams before, but I've got those going, and it's not that hard for you to build passive income streams. The trick is finding the ones that are going to work for you and then building them out. One of the things that I've learned over the years from trying to help other people get going is the number one reason people don't get going is they're afraid to. They just are. Or because they have to do something, but they don't want to do anything. And well, that won't work. Now I get to live the life where I'm on my own schedule. I still work, but it's because I really want to work. And it used to be, oddly, I didn't really like going to work. I despised going to work. And that's a problem when you own a company. It really is. I've worked for people in the past, and then I've had my own company, still have my own company. But now I don't have to go to the office every day. I don't have to be on somebody else's schedule. I get to do my own thing, my own way. So I really think it's important for you to find your way out of the grind of being stuck to that job that you really hate. And some of the reasons that I really believe this is critical is you don't know really how much time you have left. You just don't. And your family is critical. You need to spend time with your family and not be working all the overtime and all the extra work and be away from your family as much. And, well, let's be honest, we're not put here on this earth to hate life. We just aren't. And we're not put here to just grind away. So I think all of us should find that way out of that rat race life. And it's very doable. So make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to share a lot more about how I do it and really try and encourage you to get out of that lifestyle of being in the rat race, doing the 9-to-5 grind, and learning how to build the lifestyle that you really dream of having. All right, I'm here at the store. Let me pop in there quick, and then let's continue this conversation with a little more detail as I come out of the store. Let me just get in this parking space real quick. All right, I'll be right back to share a little bit more of what that looks like for me. And like I said, in future videos, we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about how you can build this lifestyle. I'll be right back. I'm back in the car, ready to talk a little bit more with you about this. So what I really came across was a few years ago, and really this didn't take long to do, only a few years, but a few years ago, I decided that I didn't want to grind every day for money. It just wasn't what I was wanting to do. And some days you did well, some days you didn't, and I really got sick and tired of it. So what I decided to do was change the game. I started to do what was called, in my mind, I called it future money, which is passive income, is in normal terms, but it wasn't the normal passive income sources that you hear about. So I decided to switch from working for today money to working for future money. That's what I did. I still had today money coming in, but all the work that I did, I really aimed for finding a way to turn it into future money instead of today money. So at the time, it hurt a little bit because I was losing some of my today money, but I was gaining future money. So most people would be scared to even start this process because when you do something, you want money right now. Well, money right now is great, and sometimes we need money right now. But money that will continue to come day in and day out, year after year, I saw a value to that. So I really aimed to try and figure that out. Now, the first way that I did this was with websites. I was building websites for customers of mine, and websites cost thousands of dollars to build. And here's where problem solving comes in, because if you can find a problem and solve it, you can make money. I did know that there were some customers who struggled to pay for a website. I get it, they're expensive, but they're also a weird necessary evil that isn't as necessary as we want to believe they are. But every small business ultimately needs a website. And forking over a couple grand to build a website was just difficult for a lot of companies. So in my quest for future money, I thought, what about if I change the model to like subscription based? So what I did was, instead of charging a customer upfront for their website, I made them a deal. I'll build you a website and you will pay me weekly. It will be automatically charged to your credit card, which anyone can do because you can get Squarespace or any one of those payment gateways. Anyone can get them. But you will pay me weekly. I will charge your credit card automatically every week. But you will never own the website, and you will never be done paying for it either, because, well, I have to host it and take care of it. And a website once built takes a little bit of care, but not a ton of care. So people started really thinking this was a great option. So they started buying that service. And then I started selling pretty much only websites that you pay for on the weekly model. So that was the first way I started really generating this future income source for myself. So now I have a lot of websites that every week their credit card gets charged and the money goes in my bank. And this just keeps happening. It's automatic. And if their credit card doesn't go through for some reason, I get a little notice from the payment processor that says so-and-so's credit card didn't work. And I send them a quick email when I see that notice. Hey, your credit card didn't go through. Don't know why. Would you mind updating the credit card? And I send a little form that they can fill out to change the credit card information. 99% of the time, the person replies like within minutes. I mean, they're pretty fast. It's surprising how fast they are at responding. Every once in a while, somebody doesn't respond. I send them the message again in a day or two. And if they continue to not respond, I just turn off their website. And that's gonna happen. But you don't get mad about it. It's just the way it is. The agreement was you pay for your website, and when you don't pay for your website, you have no more website. So that's the first way that I generated this future money, which is now paying me today. So in the beginning, like I said, I lost a little bit because I wasn't getting the thousands of dollars up front. But it's really beneficial to me now, and it's truthfully very beneficial to my customers, because they don't have to worry about their website. It's taken care of. They don't have to worry about hosting or any of that stuff. And if they need any changes, they can email me and I can take care of it. No big deal. So this has worked out well for them. For a small fee, their website's just there all the time. So in the next video, I'll talk more about some of the other things that I've done that allow me to live this lifestyle. And I'd really love to hear what you think about this lifestyle and how you might be able to start pursuing it yourself. I'll also start going over some details on how you can find those things for yourself to start generating future money. But ultimately for me, it was all about lifestyle. I wanted to be able to spend more time with my family and not be stuck in the office, not be stuck with the normal grind. And until you really get sick and tired of the normal grind, you're not going to get there. And until you get over that hump of not being willing to get started, well, you're not going to get there either. So I really encourage you to think long and hard about how you're just going to get started, and just do it. Honestly, the hardest part is getting started. And if you can get started, you can go really far. The sky's the limit once you get started. You just have to do it. And really, even with my website thing, what was my risk? Yeah, everybody cancels their websites and I lost a couple grand worth of revenue that I could have made. Yeah, you know what? That was actually a risk. But the long-term payoff was worth the risk, and it paid off. Every now and then you're going to have a customer who doesn't stay with you long enough to make back the money that you would have made otherwise. So be it. I mean, get over it and get going. Because this fear of starting, or this fear of what could go wrong, is really just a fear holding you back. a fear holding you back from your future, your possibility, and your life, and your family. Remember, your family is more important than any job you could do, any amount of time you could spend in the office, any amount of money you can make. So why not prepare now for them? Why not prepare now for your future and live the life you really want to live? Hey, thanks so much for joining me today as we live life and explore unique places. Today, we talked a little bit about living life, and I encourage you to find the way to live your dream life.